incredible. I love this level. I love the fight. Can't wait to see more of this.
He's had maybe a rough, past 12 months. Hasn't been the best from him. Why can't this guy be in the top 20? Why can't he come close to the top 15?
It's the one and only Joao Fonseca. What a player. The performance he put against Rublev, I told you it was coming. I told you the man's on fire. I told you guys he's the best player in form. I told you guys his game was complete. And he put it all together in an epic performance because the hype was there.
That's Jack Draper. Jack Draper is a beast. I love everything that Jack Draper is showing us right now. We saw Jack Draper is a talented guy. He has all the shots. He has a complete game. But is he fit enough?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the We're Going 5 podcast powered by TSH Tennis. I'm Yousef.
Hi, I'm Ismaeel.
Hey guys, I'm Haroon.
This is season 2, episode 4, and we are at the end of the first week of the Aussie Open, packed with so much energy, packed with so many historic storylines that have happened. So we have so much to talk about with you guys. We're going to talk about what happened in week 1, the top seeds that fell. We have some interesting storylines, some inspiring storylines. We have some stars that were born this week, my friends. And we have a few new segments that we want to introduce to you guys, and we hope you like it. Let's go. Okay, to start off, we need to talk about the big dogs. We're going to talk about the top seeds and how they're looking so far. So let's start with the one, the man, the king of Australia at the moment, Jannik Sinner. Ismaeel, what do you think of Jannik so far after 3 rounds?
Yeah, I think I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing from Jannik so far. He talked about how he's improving his service motion and his service looking a little bit better. He's serving incredibly. He's moving really well. He's super solid. You know, he dropped that one set. School Kate stole a set, which I think shocked everyone, but he was playing at a really high level. Other than that, he continues to take the ball super early, on the rise. He's giving no one time. He's on top. He's moving forward. He's attacking the net as well. A very aggressive playing style I love to watch. Super solid for me. It looks like he's going to be in the final, as I predicted.
Haroon, what do you think so far?
It's crazy. He picked off where he left off last year. It's unreal. Like I thought maybe he was gonna dip a bit or something. He's guns blazing. The dude is on fire. I couldn't believe it. Nico Yari played the best match of his life and he lost in straights. Like it's unreal. Like I don't know. Like the School K took a set. Like we're gonna start to evaluate him whether people could take sets off of him now because he's not gonna lose. Like nobody thinks he's gonna lose unless like he has to play somebody insane like Alcaraz or Djokovic. But like this is not normal. Like I don't know. I'm not used to this. Like there's no point in time when I watch him I'm like he's gonna lose. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's awesome. What did you see, Yousef?
Honestly, I don't like. I love Jannik and everything, but he hasn't been tested. So so far it's been a cakewalk. Nico, fine. He played, as you said, Haroon, he played 2 sets. He was out.
He played
of his
amazing
mind.
2 sets.
He played amazing 2 sets, and then he came back down to earth for that final set. And when you play against the big guys, they're going to stay there for the entire 5 sets. So that first set was fine. It was a nice win for Jannik. Second match, playing Tristan Schoolkate. Okay, like Jannik Sinner, he took a set. And then last match we just saw, he played against Marcus Giron, who also gave him some trouble, but it was an easy win. But that's what you should expect from guys like that, easy wins. And I've yet to see him challenged by that, but that's also because he's yet to play someone of the caliber that I think some other guys faced. So am I impressed? I'm not impressed. I expect this to happen. It's an easy draw. Let's see what happens. At the moment, he hasn't been the most impressive guy to me, though.
Okay.
I have to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but so that's my talk about Jannik. But we have also Sasha Zverev, seeded 2. How is he looking so far, Haroon?
That's the cakewalk. I don't. you think Sinner wasn't tested? Zverev wasn't even close.
So far,
to being
he hasn't
tested.
been tested.
What?
Jacob Fearnley, round 3. What do you think of that?
I love Jacob Fearnley. Like that's one of the guys that I'm really. I was impressed with, but still, he hasn't been tested at all. Like maybe Ugo Humbert is gonna be the first, like kind of test, but he beat him just before in Paris. It's gonna be a rematch maybe, but still, like he's not. It's a cakewalk for him. I said it before. Zverev has had the easiest run, and
Well, what do you think of Sasha then? Like,
yeah, he's playing well. He's playing well like he always does. Like he always beats who he's supposed to beat, and he
hasn't
beats,
dropped the set.
Yeah.
Sinner dropped the set.
Yeah, fine, maybe fine, but because also maybe like you think that when you play Sinner, you know that you're gonna lose. So okay, let's do the crazy things that I've never done in my entire life. So let's experiment today. But nobody's going in to experiment with Zverev. But still, like he beats everybody he's supposed to beat. It's impressive. Good for him. He's a top player. He's a tier 1 player. But still, I need to see. I don't know, by the way, if he's solid yet, because maybe he's solid, and if once he plays somebody that's going to be good, he's still going to beat them. But it's a cakewalk. It's a cakewalk so far. But his form is good.
Ismaeel.
Yeah, I think. Well, who did he have to play so far? He played Luca Pouille, and then Martinez, and then Jacob Fierny. I mean, Luca Pouille. Yeah, maybe he's the only player you can say has some kind of form that could have ever competed with Zverev. It was a close match where he had to play some good tennis. But he dominated that. Martinez and Fierny was really straightforward.
Fierny gave him some trouble.
I mean, I didn't feel like he gave him much trouble, to be honest. I mean, and that's also not surprising because Martinez and Fierny, that they're not really going to go further than that at this point in their careers. And
but I think it falls along the same lines that Haroon said. Like these some guy, they have nothing to lose. They're playing Sasha. Jacob Fierny has nothing to lose. He's an up and coming player. He took down Kyrgios.
Yeah, but he's never been in that territory. It's never been in the third round of a slam before.
Wasn't even able to take a set off of Sasha.
Yeah, he's not yet there where he can take a set off Sasha, and
yeah, but also sorry to call you off, but Schoolkate's not a young guy, so he's not like he still has to develop his game. He knows his game. He's like a bit of an older guy. Jacob Fierny is still a young guy. He still wants to test out his form and see if his normal tennis is good enough to. So he's not gonna try experiment new things. So, but Tristan K maybe.
But besides the point, he didn't play anyone of high caliber yet, and but at least for Sasha standards, he loves to go 5 in these first rounds. So he didn't go 5 in the first round or the second round. So this is new for him to be so dominant in the early rounds.
True.
And I like that for him. Yeah. But no, he hasn't faced, for me, he hasn't been tested at all.
I feel like he goes 5 more on clay though.
No, he last year with Lucas Klein in round 2 or what?
He loves 5.
So I agree with you guys. These guys in the top of the draw, they haven't been tested so far. I agree he hasn't been tested. But as you said, Ismaeel, the fact that he's been able to win all his matches in straights, which I think it's going to come in handy later on in the tournament. So let's see. But so far, not overly impressed, but I like the fact that he's gone through everything so smoothly. Well, let's move on to number 3 on this list. Ismaeel, this is your boy. I'm going to let you talk about him first. Carlitos so far, Carlos Alcaraz. What do you think of Carlitos so far?
First of all, how fun is Carlitos? He's just the most fun athlete ever for me. I love watching Carlitos play. You know, he said he added weight to his racket. He changed the form of his serve, and he's been crushing the serve. And I'm really impressed with the improvement in the serve, especially that second round match. He served so well. He even said, "Am I a serve bot?" And so I like that improvement because that was the area of the game where we were saying that he needs to improve that. Super solid hitting winners from both sides. We know his forehand is incredible. His backhand, he's capable of hitting winners off it, moving the variety. It's awesome. I love that he's played some, up and coming players who kind of bothered him enough where he had to bring out a very good level. And I like what I see from him. Borges, super solid, consistent type of player where he had to come back and, dig deeper. And then when he did, he locked in. He played amazing. I like what I see from him, and I like where it's going for Alcaraz.
Haroon, do you like this? Do you see the same thing?
Boy, Alcaraz. You said his level dips. I told you no. I told you he's... And I was a bit scared because he's facing a lot of players that want the spotlight and they're coming for blood. And I liked how Alcaraz handled it. Boy, solid. He looks like he has some fire in him and he wants to win this title. Awesome. Again, super fun to watch. Rocking the sleeveless. beast up. I can't
Guns
wait.
out.
I
Suns
can't.
out, guns out.
I can't wait if both still continue that quarterfinal with Djokovic and Alcaraz. That would be fire. I hope so.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So Yousef, what do you think about Alcaraz?
You know, we've talked about these first two guys, but the guy I'm actually high on, and I think I am high on, and he's had an impressive first week, is Carlos Alcaraz. Those dips that we saw, they weren't as frequent as I spoke of before. And we saw against in the Shevchenko match, he went down, he came back. We saw against Borges, he went down, came back, and he comes back in such dominant form. So first week, Carlos Alcaraz looking amazing. The opponents he had, they were good. And that pick that you made might be looking good, by the way.
Let's see.
Might be looking good.
Can't wait for the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
But he comes up against a guy that me and Haroon picked, and that is Novak Djokovic, and he's the last guy we want to talk about on his top seeds.
No. How in the
Haroon, go
world?
ahead.
How in the
Go
world
ahead,
can you
go
go
ahead.
against Djokovic? How in the world can you go against Djokovic? Never, ever, 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 ever go against Djokovic. The GOAT, the absolute GOAT. Never. What in the world is wrong with you? Ismaeel, how in the world are you going against Djokovic? I love Djokovic's forms right now. I love that Mahach match. He faced a couple of young puppies that want to make a name for themselves and went out with nothing to lose. So maybe they gave them a bit of
Young
fits.
puppies, huh?
he got some. He started to get in better form now, and now he's looking fire. I love it right now. Lehechka has no chance. Boy's looking awesome.
Swai, what do you think? You didn't pick Novak.
I didn't pick him because I picked someone who I think is even mightier at the moment. I was really concerned after the first two rounds with his form, and there were errors coming off his racket. You know, he dropped the first sets. He didn't look well. I thought he wasn't even moving as well as I found him to be moving as Mahach. But the way he dominated that Mahach match, especially from the back, winning the baseline rallies that we're used to seeing him win, and the way he was moving, to see him so passionate and that fire in his eyes, I love it. I love to see it, and he's finding his form slowly. And it's good to see because we want this Djokovic and we want to see the dominant Djokovic. Yeah, I know you like it.
This, by the way, was the best I've seen Novak Djokovic play in a long, long time. Especially that Mahach match. The first two matches we're going to get into, but that Mahach match was insanely impressive. That was vintage Novak. The forehands and the backhands were as crisp as I've seen them in a long time. You know, you were in awe of Fonseca in that first match. I was in awe of Djokovic. How can I be in awe of Djokovic? But I was. He was playing amazing tennis. Mahach, by the way, in that first set, he's going down 6-1, looking up at the scoreboard. But when he comes back and he sits down on the bench, I didn't play that bad. But that's how good Djokovic was in that final match. Those first two matches, by the way, weren't as impressive. As you said, he wasn't feeling it. There were lots of errors that we saw, which are not Novak Djokovic-like. But Basavaredi and Faria were playing some lights-out tennis. And even Mats Zverev said these guys are playing top 10 tennis.
Yeah.
They played some amazing tennis. He said they're playing top 10 level tennis. But Novak, being the chess master that he is and having Andy Murray in his corner, they were able to find the areas that they can exploit. And he came back and he won those matches. Because, by the way, the first week of Grand Slams, it is, can you survive? If you can survive and you can find your form, that's exactly what you want. And Novak Djokovic is finding his best form at the most important time. I am loving my pick right now. 25-25 seems like it might be coming very, very soon. Love Djokovic's form so far. Week one has been a stellar of a performance from Novak.
Well, we have to wait and see here because he dropped two sets. He spent some more time on the courts.
Happens
Lehechka,
against these guys that he hasn't faced
out,
before.
He has to get out of the Lehechka match.
I'm high on
quick.
Lehechka. You know me.
And
I love Lehechka.
That's undefeated, so he's going to have to prove himself in that match. And he's going to have to dominate that match.
Yes.
So he can get to Alcaraz in good form. I think one of my concerns for him was to make sure to minimize court time before getting to that point. Last year at RG, you remember how much time he spent on court and eventually got injured. So I'm looking forward to that.
match he made up for big time.
He made up
big
for
time.
it, which I love to see.
Yeah.
I love the coaching with Murray. I love the just partnerships, just so fun to watch. And I love that Mahach beat Murray twice last year and Djokovic once, and then they combined together to put a perfect plan and they destroyed
this team. By the way, let's not forget, Murray said Murray said that Djokovic is building momentum. And when they met him in the supermarket, they told him, hey, well, they asked him questions just randomly in the supermarket. He said, I'm loving Djokovic so far. I'm loving working with him. I think we're building momentum. And he is high on Djokovic's chances for getting number 25.
I think that's true. I think he always has nerves in the beginning matches. And so he's...
Especially against the guys he hasn't faced before, these young guys.
So it's expected.
Yeah.
I like what I saw. I can't wait for a quarterfinal match. I hope he gets through the Hajj.
Loving my pick. Loving my pick.
All right, guys. So we talked about the men.
Yes.
Let's dive also into the women, the top seeds there. Yousef, what do you think of Sablelenka so far?
You know, there's not much to say about Sablelenka because she is just in amazing form right now. I can't criticize anything. When she had some trouble in that last match, 5-2 down, came back in 1-7-5. Won Brisbane, back-to-back champion, looking amazing, hasn't dropped a set. The confidence is like all-time high. I'm loving my pick. I'm loving Sablelenka through week one. No one has challenged her. No one has been challenging her in Australia that much. Loving the pick. Sabalenka's looking amazing.
Haroon.
Insane. I don't know. Like Sabalenka is just a beast. I feel like I don't have any other memory. Like every time I check her, post-game interviews, it's just on a blue court and always winning. Oh, post-match. Like what's her win streak right now? It's crazy. The Tiger Sabalenka is insane. She's a beast back-to-back. Probably she's going to win it this year again. But I have somebody that I think could take her down. But yeah. Nothing. No, you can't. She has no flaws in her game right now. Looking great.
Yeah. I think this is what a world number one in their prime looks like. She's the most dominant player on hard courts over the past couple of years. She has an amazing streak at Australia going. She looks unbeatable, unplayable, and it's so fun to watch. I think she'll be in the final for sure.
I think she's going to win it for sure.
No, I don't know about that. Well, Yousef, season 2 is Ego. What do you think of her?
Nice from Iga so far. And Australia she hasn't had that much success in Australia, but she's looking good. That win over Raducanu, that one love, giving up that bagel and breadstick.
One love is
yummy,
tough.
yummy, tummy, looking good. So that's an amazing win. She looks like she had a vendetta against Raducanu, huh? That was she wasn't happy with her US Open win or something. What was up there? Yeah. But Iga looking really good. She's had trouble in the second week. So let's wait and see. So far, so good. I still need to see more.
Haroon.
She's always good. Like when do you ever see Iga struggle, early rounds of any tournament? She's always going to be great. She's always going to be smooth and dishing out bagels. She crushed Raducanu. I thought that was going to be a tough match, but Iga's always going to do what she does best. She just steamrolls through all these players. But then I don't trust her sometimes because somebody pulls off an upset. So I'm still not so so high on her. And I think though maybe also the Aussie crowd is not fully behind her. I don't know, for some reason. So I think that somebody might take her down. I just don't know who exactly. But yeah, I don't think she's gonna win.
Yeah, I think she hasn't been tested much so far. She's steamrolled through
because she's winning so easily.
She's such a great front runner, and so I think that's what we expect of her. Let's see in the second week when she gets tested, someone who can match her firepower, if she can match that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about my pick for the title.
Yes.
Who I'm excited about. Yousef, what do you think of Coco?
I think Coco's looking amazing. She's your pick, and I cannot fault you for taking Coco. Amazing tennis so far. 2025, she's looked unstoppable. I don't even know who's going to stop her at the moment other than Sabalenka. But Coco, the form has been incredible. The outfits are stunning. And can't wait to see what happens in week 2. Week 1, a 10 out of 10 for
Haroon, do you want to walk back? I want to get on the Coco train?
No, I do not want to get back on the Coco. Get back? What? I didn't. I never. Not that I never was.
You were in the United Cup. You were with her. You were with her in the United Cup.
Oh yeah. No, I'm high on Coco. Coco's a fun player. It's nice to root for her also. Yeah. She's a great person on and off the court for what we see. I love to root for her. But you have somebody else that I think is going to take her down. I think is going to lift the title. But I'm high on Coco though. But what can you say? How Coco's a top player, and let's see how she performs. When she plays a top dog or something.
So you're liking your pick?
Yeah, well, Coco has looked great all season, undefeated 2025. Since the end of last season, been in amazing form. I love her composure. She has the firepower to compete with the Iga, Sabalenka, and anyone else. And I love the mental toughness and attitude she's been showing.
Yes, the mental toughness.
She's matured so much. She's also still super young, so I'm really, really high on her. I can't wait to see a potential clash with Sablelenka going forward.
That's a good pick. Good pick. Well
All right, last, let's touch on Haroon, your pick for the title, Rybakina. She's looking
My
good so
girl,
far.
my girl. Absolute beast. I love that pick. I told you guys, Ivan Isovic is gonna put some magic on. It's gonna, do some magic. And I looked over that the drama with her coach and whatever. And I knew that she's gonna overcome that. Still though, she's gonna face my girl, also my dark horse Madison Keys next, which is gonna be an interesting battle. I still win regardless for whoever wins, so I'm happy for that. But her injuries, that's the only thing that could stop her. Rybakina, I don't think anybody can beat her unless she wants to be beaten. I feel like she has amazing tennis.
See, Yousef, what's your take? That's enough there. Yousef.
Okay.
I love Rybakina. Amazing. Sorry, I only cut you off. It's my turn, my friend, to talk about Rybakina. She's had a good first week. I'm scared with these injuries. These back spasms that she had. I see her going out soon if this thing continues, because I don't see this going away anytime soon. And once you get against the big guys, the big girls, it's going to be tough if you're not 100%. So good first week. I don't expect her to be going far. Ismaeel.
Yeah, good first week. Loving the Ivanisevic ad. She played two really youngsters in these first two rounds with Eva Jones and Eva Jovic. They're super young. First time in the main draw for Jones. Wild card. First time for Eva Jovic. This is not their territory, playing up against this firepower from Rybakina. So she hasn't been tested. Injuries are a problem. Let's see what she does against Madison Keys. I think Madison Keys will beat her.
Yeah, Maddie's in great form.
I think
Maddie's
Maddie will beat her.
tennis.
I think Maddie will beat her.
It's going to be a fun match. If she's healthy, it's going to be an amazing match.
Yeah.
Excited.
Okay, my friends, we have seen some super exciting stuff in the Australian Open here. And now we're coming on to a big question here. Who impressed you the most from these next-gen guys? What was the most impressive win from these next-gen guys? Ismaeel, who was you most impressed with?
Is it even a question? Is it even a question? It's the one and only Joao Fonseca. What a player. The performance he put against Rublev, I told you it was coming. I told you the man's on fire. I told you guys he's the best player in form. I told you guys his game was complete. And he put it all together in an epic performance because the hype was there. Everyone had hyped him up, from Becker to Roddick to everyone, including us here. I told you he'd beat Rublev. And the forehand power was unmatched by Rublev, a guy who hits that hard. The backhand, he was stumping winners in all directions, forehand down the line and across court. The serve was really complete for a player at such a young age. For 3 sets, it was impeccable. The serving, the touch, the drop shot. The way he raised his level up in both tie breaks to just dominate and overpower. He showed conviction. Yeah. He showed up for the moment. He was unafraid. It was impeccable. On top of that, he's the most fun player to me to watch right now. After Alcaraz, he's that good. He's that fun for me. I love what I saw from Fonseca. I know Sonego took him out in the second round, and he took it to 5, even with what I consider really almost a quarter of his best level. And I'm so impressed with him. It was, for me, the most impressive win, because after that, I feel like the other guys are like, yeah, Fonseca did it to Rublev on the main courts. Why can't I? I think he set the standard. Also, who beat all of them in the next gen finals, except for Mickelson. So I'm super high on Fonseca. Most impressive for me.
Yousef, who do you have?
If you ask me, Haroon, about this, like which next gen player was had the most impressive win to me? By far, it is Lerner Tien. Lerner Tien's win over Daniil Medvedev was the most impressive thing I've seen in a long time.
It was awesome.
And I love that Fonseca win. But this win right here was super special. This kid was up 2 sets to love on Medi. And I just talked about how 5 sets, it's a Grand Slams, it's a different beast. And he was up 2 sets. And then Medi, being Medi, came back in that 3rd set. That tiebreak was sensational. Took him down. I'm like, he broke him. Medi's going to come back. And then in the 4th set, took him down 6-1. I'm like, this is easy. Medi's going to cruise now. Was up a break in the 5th. And Tien just came back and then got broken and came back. And then that super tiebreak was down, then came back. This kid was sensational. He was playing some amazing tennis. He was picking up. He's playing defense. He's attacking. He's doing everything. The mental fortitude that Tien showed was sensational. And Mehdi is the chess master. And you thought he figured this out, but no. Tien just kept coming back and coming back and coming back. And I was so surprised. And by the way, during this match, I wanted Medvedev to win. I'm watching this match and I'm like, Tien, this is not your time. This is Mehdi. And also because I had Mehdi making it to the final, so I wanted my prediction to keep going. But then by the end of the match, I'm like that Rocky IV when people were cheering on Ivan Drago and then they start cheering Rocky in the end. I didn't cheer for the guy, but I respected him so much. And I'm like, wow, you are an amazing player learner. So hats off to him. By far to me, that was the most impressive win. The way he came back 5 sets and doing it the way he did against the three-time finalist in Australia. Lerner Tien, by far, the most impressive win to me.
It was so clutch because he had lost all momentum. Like after losing the third set, tiebreak, and then he lose that fourth set 6-1. Mehdi dominated that. I thought it's over. This is a freight train all the way home. He hung in there the whole match. Even down 6-4, he's down a mini break in that super tiebreak. To hold the nerves, to believe.
Special win.
The variety, the way he was slicing Medvedev the whole match in the drop shot.
And he backed everything, huh? Not like Fonseca. He backed it. He came back from a 5-set gladiator battle with Daniil Medvedev and came back and won the next match. And he's into the 4th round. And I'm so impressed with him. And he deserves so much more love than he's been getting.
I love his confidence because he believes that he belongs. And he's fit as a bull to keep going. And
you would not think he's that fit, but the boy is fit. I thought he was going to die in the end. Nope. He just kept going. Lerner Tien, special performance.
Awesome. And especially against Medvedev, who was also like a 5-set beast. And like a Grand Slam beast.
Exactly.
Like this is somebody that goes deep and he knows how to win up until the last second. And he beats elite players in crunch time. So... that was a great win.
This is he beat the winner of I Can Go All Day award.
Awesome.
Haroon,
but those are all great picks. You know, like I love those. I love those so much. However, there was somebody that's being slept on and that needs some attention here. It's Alex Michelsen. Alex Michelsen is a beast. Yeah. He's flying under people's radar and nobody's really picking him up. The boy beat Tsitsipas.
But we know why.
The boy beat Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas is a great player. Like Tsitsipas maybe he's not good right now, so people don't think he's great, but Tsitsipas is
he always performs in Australia.
Always
performs
Australian Open finals.
He loves Australia. Australia. He beat Nadal in Australia. He beat really top players in Australia. 2 sets down. So really impressive. And then not just that, he also beat Khachanov the match after that, which is even more impressive to me. Like in straights, like Khachanov is a professional. He goes in. It's his job. He needs to live off of this. So he's not going to give you, a free match, 3 points. Great by Alex Michelsen. I loved it. This boy needs more light to be shed on him. Awesome.
And I truly believe it's because he was playing on the outside courts. Like he's not getting, because on the outside courts, not getting the love, but he's going to get the chance now to play on the main courts, the main show courts. And I think he's going to show up and he's going to get the love he deserves. Alex Michelsen,
he's going to be a top 10 player very soon.
Maybe the most impressive run we've seen so far.
Very impressive.
Taking out Tsitsipas and Khachanov. Amazing play.
Awesome.
Superstar.
If he just stays fit, this boy is the next, he's going to be special.
Yeah. But we need to give a special shout out because Jakub Menšik also, we him beating Casper Ruud. And I think we don't talk about Menšik that much because maybe he arrived onto the scene much sooner than these guys, but he's 19. Jakub Menšik is 19 and he took down Casper Ruud and he was 2 sets to love up against Fokina. And like the next gen, like Menšik, add him onto this group. Just an amazing group overall.
The next gen have arrived.
They have
another guy whose game is so complete, so powerful from the back. I think it's just his mental game that's going to need to mature a little bit more, maybe a little bit sharpening of the forward game at the net because he volleys already quite well, just more of that. But he's looking great. Awesome generation of players. Quickest next gen rise ever. Huh?
Super excited. I love it. This is amazing for tennis.
All right, guys, let's move on to one of our favorite segments, upset or not upset.
So I want all of you to know, when When you sleep tonight, I won because of you.
God, it's killing me.
You guys always give us fits about this in the
Always.
comments. And so the way we're going to do it this time, Yousef, I'm going to run by you some of the upsets. You tell me, or matches, you tell me if it's upset or not upset.
Okay.
Quick fire. All right, let's start off. Haroon, let me start off with you.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's
I'll
go
take
with
a back
Haroon.
seat. Go ahead, Haroon.
Haroon, Fonseca beating Rublev.
Not an upset. We were all high on Fonseca.
Kecmanovic taking down Hurkacz.
Love her. Love Kecmanovic. Not an upset.
Sonego beating Fonseca.
That's an upset. That's an upset. Good win by Sonego.
Mikkelsen taking down Tsitsipas.
Upset. Tsitsipas was supposed to win that match.
Mikkelsen beating Khachanov.
Bigger upset. Khachanov was supposed to win that match.
Maruchan taking out Tiafoe.
That is not an upset. High on Maruchan.
Wow. All right. All right, guys, let's know in the comments if you think that was a good one or not. All right, Yousef.
Let's go.
Your
it to me.
turn.
Give it
You
to me.
ready
Give it
for
to me.
this?
Yes, I am. Let's go.
Fokina taking out Felix.
Not an upset. High on Fokina.
Fokina taking out Menchik.
Not an upset. High on Fokina again.
Menchik taking out Rude.
Definitely an upset.
Mute taking out Popyrin.
Not an upset. Love Mute.
Monfils taking out Pesci Perica.
Upset.
Fearnley taking out Kyrgios.
Upset.
Tien taking out your boy Mute.
Also an upset. Love Mute.
Awesome. All right, guys, let us know if these were good takes by Yousef or not.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, moving on to one of our favorite segments is Spicy No Spicy.
A little bit spicy. Sorry, not as spicy at all.
We have some good stuff here. Yousef, you have something for us?
Yes, I do. And it is the one and only Danielle Collins, the menace. And she is she's the diva. And I mean it in the best way possible. Danielle Collins we always have problems with the Aussie crowd. Someone has to fight the Aussie crowd. And we've seen it from different guys, but Danielle Collins takes the cake. She, in her second round win against an Aussie, was sorry, don't remember the name exactly, but she took her down, and then the crowd was against her. She blew kisses. She told them they can kiss the you know what, and she decided, hey, I'm gonna lean into this completely. And went even in the on-court interview telling them, by the way, thank you for fueling me and motivating me, because thanks to you, I got this big fat check, and me and my girlfriends, we can go on some 5-star vacations, these vacations. She's so funny. And Danielle Collins, by the way, if you just without judging, just look at this woman. She's an amazing player on the court, but as a character, she is as funny as they come. She does not give a lick what you think of her, and she is herself completely. I just love Danielle Collins, but that was to me the no spicy moment for me.
Yeah.
She
doesn't care about anyone.
No.
She doesn't care what anyone thinks.
No.
Sorry, she doesn't care about what anyone
No,
thinks.
she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
She wanted to retire last year. She's only staying because she can't have her baby yet. So she's holding off on that. And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to lean into this, enjoy it, play the villain or whatever you want. Play tennis.
Nole loved it. Nole loved it.
Nole
also.
loved it too.
Haroon, do you have one? Spicy moment?
Exactly. We have somebody that loved that there. We have Novak Djokovic. Nole loved it. He loved that, and he also brought similar energy to the court. So the Aussie crowd went at him as well, and that's why he loved it. They kept on telling him annoying him and whatever, and playing around with him, and then he went back at them, and he told them, "Hey, go home, sleep, have a good night. Good night." Awesome. Also, the way he was celebrating, also, he was feeling the fire. Like such a spicy player in a good way. I love that energy Djokovic was bringing. He was telling them, he was pointing at people. Hey, you, go home, pointing at the door. Leave, over for you. Go. Awesome. Loved it. Loved everything about it.
It was vintage Novak in that Mahach match, and we don't have to talk about just like the tennis, but that was vintage Novak overall. Going at it with the crowd, making them fuel him. The crowd wasn't against him. There's just this one guy that he wants to find. There are
a few people in different directions. Some guy on the right, some guy on the
Well, I
left.
love that he picked a bone with the crowd. I love that. I love that they poked the bear.
Vintage Nole.
I love it.
It was awesome to see. Ismaeel, do you have anyone?
Yeah, honorable mention to Daniil Medvedev, who is now approaching Rublev, in terms of his meltdowns he's having on court, he decided to
Doesn't harm himself,
mid-match. He decided to whack the middle of the camera with his racket and broke his racket on the camera. And his tantrums just keep becoming more and more special every time.
But you know what's so funny is that after the match, when he's asked about it, he talks like he's the most mature person in the world. Like
He breaks it
talks
down
with so much thought and depth.
He breaks it down. He's just talking like, oh, by the way, I didn't want to break the
like it was a
camera. This
completely
camera
different
was very
person. Like
good.
it wasn't
very
him.
good.
Like I wasn't him.
The camera's-
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
He's just a fun guy. But the
Hilarious.
meltdowns are sometimes like borderline crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. Moving on to I love this segment. This is a new segment. You guys are going to have some people that you want to talk about. It's to put
Yes, sir.
some respect on my boy's name. We have a lot of people that we want to put some respect on their name. Let's go. Ismaeel, who do you have that you want to put some respect on his name?
Yeah, well, this player coming off back-to-back 5-setters, coming back from 2 sets down in each match to show the type of resilience and mental attitude he's had. You know, before I remember, so Fokina was not known for being clutch in 5th sets. Actually, there was one match, he went to a 5th set, and you remember the match point, he served underarm, and he's like, I wanted to get off the court.
In Wimbledon, yeah.
And you know what? I was like, okay, well, we thought Fokina was going for high hopes, but then after that, he hasn't shown much.
He made it to the Monte Carlo final.
Yeah, he showed Monte Carlo final. Since then, he's kind of been MIA. Back in Australia, showing us that he's a fighter and he's down for the big moments in the match. Coming back from 2 sets to love against Auger. Coming back from 2 sets to love against Menchik, a player we're super high on, where Menchik was dominating. He played one of the nicest backhand short angle volleys I ever saw on match point, I believe, or it was break points for Menchik in that 3rd set to keep him in the match. It was incredible. I love this level. I love the fight. Can't wait to see more of this from Fokina.
I've always been high on Fokina. He's had maybe a rough past 12 months. Hasn't been the best from him. But when I watch Fokina play, I'm like, why can't this guy be in the top 20? Why can't he come close to the top 15? When he made it to the Monte Carlo final, we're like, are we actually maybe a top 10 even? So
Took out Djokovic.
So put some respect on Davidovich Fokina's name. 100% agree with that statement. 100% agree.
Okay.
Can I talk about my guy now?
Who's your
Can I
boy?
please talk
Who's
about
your
my
boy?
guy? Because this builds off, we talked about Fonseca and we talked about, and this connects to that spider web. And it is Holger Rune. Put some respect on Holger Rune's name.
Okay.
Because everyone's been talking about new big three member, Fonseca. And Holger Rune said, hold on, wait a minute. My turn, boy. I am back in town. And he's had an amazing start to the season. First, taking down Zheng in 5 tough sets, clutch. Then playing Berrettini in round 2. No one wants to face Berrettini in the 2nd round, especially how he ended last season. Beat him in 4 sets.
With the
Came
Davis
back
Cup
in
as
so many
well.
of those sets. And then exactly, Davis Cup win. And then we just saw today against Kecmanovic, who was playing an amazing match, who's had an amazing tournament, taking down Hurkacz in 5 sets, coming down from 2 sets to 1 down, was down a break in the 4th set, even down 30-love. And then he came back and he won that match and he was cramping and everything in between. Holger Rune said, wait, no one talk about this next generation. I'm still here. I'm coming back. And Holger Rune, when he's playing his best tennis, playing aggressive tennis, he's one of the best players in the world. And I loved what I've been seeing from Holger Rune. Top 5 coming soon? Maybe. Maybe. But one last second, please. Because I need to say this one more time. Put some respect on Holger Rune's name.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to add to that. I love the fact that 2 sets down, we felt no panic. He went to the toilet, came back, composed, was down a break in the 4th set, got it back, and then broke to win the set. And then I thought he would steamroll through the 5th. Actually, Kecmanovic showed a good level, broke him. There was a lot of breaks happening in the beginning of that.
Yeah.
And he started cramping early in that 5th set.
Yeah.
And we saw how he handled it perfectly.
Was able to hold and break while cramping.
While cramping, took the pickle juice, massage in the changeover, fully focused, 1-strike tennis, that aggressive tennis that we like to see. I'm thinking maybe he wants to cramp for every time now because that's the tennis I want to see. I want to see that aggressive tennis. I want to see him rip that forehand. I want to see him move forward to the net, keep points short, be aggressive. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Enough with the Holger talk. There's somebody. Hold up. Wait a minute. There's somebody here that also, has been showing a lot of great stuff. That's Jack Draper. Jack Draper is a beast. I love everything that Jack Draper is showing us right now. We saw Jack Draper is a talented guy. He has all the shots. He has a complete game. But is he fit enough? Is he able to go deep into tournaments? Is he able to play long matches, grudge matches? Yes, he's played 15 sets. All of his matches until now are 5-setters, and he's now setting up to play Alcaraz. I love it. By the way, you're saying Holger is saying the next big three? Jack Draper might be in that conversation, by the way. Jack Draper needs to put some respect on his name. Jack Draper is coming for that title right there. I love everything Jack Draper is doing. Put some respect on Jack Draper's name. That's all I have to say.
Jack, he's playing awesome. I want to give honorable shout out to Sonego also, who's been playing really well. And I love the level he showed against Fonseca, the aggressive style. Sonego's had big wins. We've been waiting for him to put them together.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does here.
He's been a top 30 player, by the way. He's been a great player. It's just sometimes, as we know, tennis is super tough. It's just super tough to keep your ranking.
And from 30 up, it's tough to go up.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Okay. So moving on to a segment. And we know, by the way, when it comes to Grand Slams, there's so many different stories that inspire us. Which brings me to our next segment. Our most inspiring stories of the first week of the Aussie Open. Ismaeel, do you have one for us?
It has to be this man, a seasoned veteran of the tour who had an incredible start to the season, one of the most athletic and entertaining players tennis has ever seen. Gael Monfils, for me, ladies and gentlemen, is the most inspiring person and player of the week. He's had an amazing first week of the Australian Open, taking out Pesci Pericard in 5, being super clutch to get it over the finish line, coming from 2 sets down, by the way, amazing, taking out Altmaier, solid win, but then how about taking out seeded 4 Grand Slam finalists at the US Open, ATP finalist also, and in convincing fashion, he went down a set, and yet he showed composure and he clutched through, and it was just flying all over the court. On hard courts, ripping winners. This is a 38-year-old man doing this and dominating and showing the love for the game and showing all parts of the game, the short angles, the slicing, the volleying.
He was toying with Fritz.
He was playing and it was just bringing his best tennis to the court. I love it. I love Monfils. Amazing week. How can you not love it?
It's so inspiring.
The best part of that was
it was such an inspiring week from Monfils for me. Like the fact that this is, by the way, his first win over a top 4 player at the Slam at 38. Crazy. He's the oldest player to be the top 5 player in Australian Open. Like there's so many different, like he's etched his name in the history books in so many different ways this week. It's so inspirational to watch. And by the way, he said in an interview after the match, he said a few years ago he had lost his love for tennis. And then he didn't know it. But to him, he's coming back and he's looking at the game in a completely different way. And Monfils isn't just the showman now. This is working. This is working. The mind is working. He has become a chess master in his own right. The way he's been playing, the way he's been maneuvering, and you saw what he was doing with Fritz. So Monfils, so inspirational. I might have a take on Monfils that we're gonna get into later on in the episode, but I am so inspired by Monfils.
Love it.
I feel like that's the best. That's the best he felt he's played in like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah, the
Yousef,
best.
you have someone?
But the best part. I want to say the best part. The best part of that when Monfils took down Fritz was the celebration dance. That was quite cool.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Monfils always dances and he shows him some cool moves on court. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, he has so much swag.
Yeah.
Yousef, you have someone?
To me, this story is as inspiring as it gets, and it's Ivelisse. This young woman was a qualifier, and then she lost in the final round of qualies. And she even posted on social media saying, I wish I had made it to the main draw and I wanted to make it. I wanted to play. But she had a plane supposedly leaving Australia to go back home. And she said, let me postpone a bit. Let me just wait. Maybe someone what's it called? Withdraws. And she can maybe make it in as lucky loser. It happened. Kalinskaya withdrew. She got her spot. Then she won her first round match. And then she won a second round match. And then she won her third round match. And she's into the fourth round of a Grand Slam.
Awesome.
And she's going to play Iga Swiatek next round. Let's see what happens there. Maybe the miracle story continues. But that's just an inspirational story of you never give up and you don't know where your chances are going to come from. And she's making the most of her chance. And that is just a lovely story to see. And you can even see the pictures, the way she falls on her knees after she wins the matches. She cannot believe it, and she's living. And by the way, after her third round match, she had booked a flight again because she thought she was going to lose. And then she came back and won, and she had no idea. And now here she is. She has to postpone that flight one more time into the fourth round. As inspirational as it gets, Ivelisse, enjoy the moment. This is your week. I loved it. I loved it.
Awesome too, because she's not gonna have to worry about those cancellation fees because she's made a lot of dough.
Yes, sir. Yes,
she does not.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on to one of our favorite segments, Cool Dude Moment of the Week.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so much energy in this return. I love it for my story, Rog. Oh my God.
Haroon, I know you have a good one.
Yeah, this was awesome. This was a nice, wholesome story there. This little kid, John Jones. This kid was in the coin toss with the Carlos Alcaraz match against Nuno Borges. That was awesome. He did the coin toss. The kid was living his dream. I felt like if I was there, that would be the best day of my life. This guy was like this kid. They asked him, "Is this the best day of your life?" He said, "Yeah." And he loves Alcaraz. Alcaraz is his favorite player. Alcaraz also is just awesome. He's just so humble, just a cool guy, you know, spending time with him. And he's asked, like, what do you love most about Alcaraz? He said he's kind and that he's nice and that the way he plays, awesome. Like, such a wholesome story. And everybody also was sharing like that video about him. Awesome. Like, that's a really, really cool dude moment. And Alcaraz is just such a lovable player. Just more and more reasons why you should love Alcaraz. And just add that to the file of awesome stuff by Alcaraz.
Awesome. Okay. I love this segment. This is a new one here. This is going to be really interesting. Okay, we have overreactions. I'm going to take some overreactions here, and you guys are going to tell me your opinion if it's an overreaction or not. Let's go with the first one. Fonseca will be a favorite at a slam this year. Yousef, what do you think? Overreaction or not?
It's an overreaction. We need to calm down. Let's give Fonseca some time. What did he do? He just beat top. Like, when someone beats a top player, we just decide all of a sudden he has it. It's going to happen. But is it going to happen within 5 months? Or is it going to happen within 6 months, 7 months, 8 months by the US Open? I think this is an overreaction.
For me, it's 100% going to happen. It's going to happen this year. I've seen enough from the guy. His game is already complete. It's now a question of fitness, you know, getting used to the moment, stacking more momentum together. I think by the US Open, he's going to be a favorite for it, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be a favorite at the US Open. I think he has a lot of time to get into the zone. I don't think that's that big of an overreaction. I think he could be a favorite, yeah, for sure.
All right.
Okay, we have another interesting one here. Gael Monfils will make it back into the top 10 this year. Overreaction or not, Ismaeel?
Yeah, I love Monfils, and I just told you he's my inspiring story, but I don't think he can make it all the way back in the top 10. Once you're in the top 30, to go up one spot is already a big deal. All the way back to the top 10, gonna be tough, I think.
What do you think, Yousef?
I say, why not? The man just absolutely pummeled the number 4 player in the world. So why not pick up some points at 250s, make a deep run at one slam, have decent runs at other slams, maybe go deep, maybe win a 500, make it to the final of a Masters final. Why not? By the end of the season, we see Monfils, and it's the most inspiring story, not of the week, but of the year.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it, honestly.
Not that big of an overreaction to me.
I don't think it's that big of an overreaction, but I don't think it's gonna happen though, because Monfils he's getting older. I don't know if he can still stay consistent on the tour all
He says
long.
he's still fit, by the way. He said, I don't have the explosiveness like before, but he says I still feel amazing.
Yeah, but then he's gonna keep on traveling, going to new tournament. I don't know. We shall see.
It's a fun one to follow.
Yeah. Okay. This is another interesting one as well. Draper is the new member of the new Big Three. What do you think, Yousef?
I love Draper. He's been playing some amazing tennis. What we've seen through week one has been special. I say overreaction. Not for many. I just think there are some guys ahead of him. That's my only reason. I just think I have a few guys on top, but he's going to be an amazing player. He's going to be like 1B, but
Okay.
1A. I don't think he's 1A.
Okay, Ismaeel, what do you think?
I think it's an overreaction. He's a great player. I love the mental toughness he's showing. I think he's on the rise, but I just put too many people ahead of him to be in the top three. And I want to see more consistency before making that. Haroon, you're high on him.
We just did a segment called Put Some Respect on My Boy's Name. You're not putting respect on his name. Draper, by the way, is mature. Draper is so talented. He has everything to be there. Draper, that's not an overreaction at all. Draper is going to take that spot very soon, and he's going to prove it where there's going to be no dispute there. Now, that's for sure. Okay, this is the next one here. This is an interesting one. Rublev will never be back into the top 10. Overreaction or not? Yousef, what is it?
Oh,
Your boy.
this is a tough one. I say if he does not add net game to his arsenal, he will not be back in the top 10. Oh, not an overreaction.
Ismaeel.
Yeah, for me, it's also not an overreaction. I just think there are too many young guns coming out. His game's not diverse enough. And as much as I like him as a person, his game can't keep him in the top 10 like this. But let's see.
That is an underreaction, unfortunately. That's sad to say. Rublev, the guys are coming in with so much firepower. Rublev needs something new. He's not adding anything new for the past 5 years. So we shall see.
Agree.
Okay. Yeah. Now, last but not least, this is, I think, an interesting one as well. Holger Rune is going to be a top 5 player by the end of the season. What do you think, Yousef?
That's not an overreaction. What more do you want me to say? Holger Rune has been looking amazing. I might be lost in the sauce at the moment.
Lost, major
loving
sauce.
Loving what Holger Rune's showing me. Top 5. He's proven he can make it as close to that. So yes, actually he did make it to the top 5, correct? So I see him making it back to the top 5. That's very much likely. After what I saw for the one this week in Australia, if he stays healthy, I think it happens. Not an overreaction.
What do you think, Ismaeel?
For me, it's not an overreaction either. Right now, Casper Ruud is currently sitting in the 5th spot. I think Rune will overcome him and it will surpass him. Also, Rune is a monster in the clay season. He's beaten Sinner on clay before, also in the outside in Monte Carlo. And so I'm really high on Rune, not only now, but going into the clay season. I think by the end of the year, I love the maturity, the mental toughness he's showing, more aggression we're seeing. I think he's going to be back in the top 5. Haroon.
I don't know. I think that's an overreaction. I didn't see enough, honestly, this year. We saw Rune that we saw the past few years. This year, I don't know. That's an overreaction for me. I still need to see more.
All right. Well, that concludes our new segment. Guys, let us know what you think about that.
Yes, please. That was fun.
All right. That was fun. Let me say, before we move on to our picks, just where we were right. You know, me and Haroon, our dark horse picks for the women's side. I had Kudermetova, who's into week 2. Haroon had Madison Keys, who's also into week 2. And our dark horses are still alive. Naomi Osaka, for you, she was out. Unfortunately due to
She's
injury.
going to have the most epic run.
She was looking really good. But our dark horse is alive. So we are still technically correct.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
If the tournament's not over, if the answer is not yes or no, how are you? You're not right.
We're not wrong though. However-
but you're not right either.
However, we were wrong on the men's side, all of us, with our dark horses.
Hardcore.
You know, I took Sebastian Korda.
Yeah, Korda said night very
Aged
early.
like milk.
Yeah, that did not age well. Haroon, you had Kyrgios who said
Haroon, what
bye
was
in
that
round
with
one.
Kyrgios?
Yeah, that was bad. He
Yeah,
lost
that
in
was
straights. He didn't even put up a fight. That was,
Yeah, it was sad. Also,
that was
I had
sad.
Tsitsipas having a deep run. He went out in round one as well to Mikkelsen.
Well done
That
to
was
us.
horrible
Yeah,
picks.
Good job.
Horrible picks.
That was
Well
a
done.
horrible slate of picks across the board. Yousef,
We
you had the
whiffed
better
hard.
pick because he went out in round 2 instead of round 1.
Yes, amazing. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Vukic, by the way, was
We whiffed
amazing this
hard.
tournament.
Amazing.
Hats
amazing
off to
fight.
Vukic.
5 setters, just like crazy.
Yeah, almost beat.
Yeah.
All right.
We was hard.
Let's wrap it up then.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. And I just want to ask one question. Week 1's done. All the picks that we had to win it, they're still alive. Thank God. So, Ismaeel, I want to ask you, sticking with your pick?
Yeah, I am sticking with my pick. Alcaraz looks awesome. The serve looks great. The power is there. He's excited. I have Alcaraz taking.
Haroon, you sticking with yours?
Fear Nole. Fear. I have no. Well, no. I have some idea why you're sticking with your pick, but how are you not scared, terrified from the GOAT? Djokovic is a monster to be reckoned with, and that's like 100% staying with my pick. Can never leave Djokovic ever until he says, "Do not pick me." I will not. I will always pick him.
All right, Yousef.
Sticking with my pick, I'm going to keep this short. Novak Djokovic. Nothing more to add. Women's side, though. Ismaeel, sticking with your pick?
100%. I love the form Coco has been showing. She's been dominating each of her matches in straight sets. I stick with Coco.
Haroon.
Sticking with Rebecca, going strong.
Yousef.
Sticking with Sablelenka. She's the queen.
Let's see how it goes. All right, guys, that concludes our Australian Open midweek episode. Let us know what you think of our takes. Let us know if you like the segments. Also, correct us where you think we were wrong. And comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share it to any tennis fans you know, too. All right,
See you guys when Novak makes history.
Let's see who's going to win this Aussie Open.
25 and 25.
Let's go. Can't wait for
In
that
the morning!
final. Can't wait for it. All right, see you guys.
Adios.
Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Very good night.